Glad we did 9 o'clock. My son did not want to go to sleep tonight. He knew I had a time schedule tonight, and
Took full advantage of it.
yes, he did. But I sang him a sweet little lullaby. The only person in existence who would appreciate my singing voice, and I believe he's sleeping.
Good, good. Well, I hope so. That's that. The time of day when the young one goes to sleep is always a nice time.
Yes, it is. You learn to appreciate the times with him, and you learn to appreciate the times without him.
All right. So I'm going to be booting up right now. And it looks like everything's running okay. You have an hour to do whatever you'd like with this stream, my friend. Treat it
All
nice.
right. I will treat it like I would my own stream, which I don't have, but I would treat it nicely.
So you would ignore it for the general part of life, but eventually you would think that it would be nice to have.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'll go with that summation.
All right. So shall we just start a new game and just go from the bottom?
Yeah, I guess I can fill you in on the. Generally, when a new person plays the game, I do want them to read the quick tips and maybe reference the game guide as they play. But I can,
Walk us
offer
through it a little bit.
Yeah, offer you a little support as we go.
Oh, we
So
already
I've
exist.
So I've been, listening in. I had the computer on when Jensen was running around the room, and have you taken any bathroom breaks? I'm kind of picturing you sitting on the toilet
We have
while you're playing here.
what are those the little plastic ones that for camping? We
Oh,
have that. I have an IV of just straight sugar going right into my veins.
all right.
It's probably going to be an issue down the road, but I think it's okay.
You're very well prepared.
Definitely. Once the stream ends, I'll probably not see any light
Explode.
anymore. Oh, it's raining this time. That was not happening last time.
Yeah, I have rain. Things. Yes. So yeah, every time you spawn, the weather and stuff is different, and it changes throughout the game.
Okay.
Hopefully, hopefully, you got no lightning going on as well.
Nice.
But
I like it. And so the ship I'm kind of aware of the game. Do you want to walk us through for people obviously that aren't able to play? What's going on?
So you are a special android that this overlord is trying to experiment with, and they found some old code on this planet Zax, some emotion code, and so they put it in this robot, and now they're dropping you off, and it's like the other robots are considered not to have any emotion, and you, a human player, kind of like puts that emotion into the guy you're playing right now. And they want to see how you do in combat scenarios so they can, if you do well, then mass produce you to, kill other stuff.
Now, what do the other robots not appreciate that then? That you're different?
It's all new to them. They're not sure how well it will work out. Yeah, the other robots, on this planet have no idea that you're, an emotive being, but the Overlord, does, and they're seeing how you do. But it's all new to them, so they're just watching you closely. The surveyors are flying around in the air, just making sure you're not getting into any trouble.
Right. Well,
But,
I pulled up to a weapons shop. We have 1,500 credits right now, and there is a lot of different stuff in this game.
Yeah, I tried to have a decent amount of different weapon types, and then a lot of variation within those weapon types, and you can customize them with the parts. But when you first start the game, to get into it easily, you probably want to pick up a completed weapon and completed set of armor, get you going, and then as you play, then you can put parts together.
Okay, because we're seeing right here different colors to these weapons, and it's all because they're all different parts put together, which add different things. Like I would assume maybe like the barrel part here is like 33% rare on this energy rifle, and it adds shot range, accuracy, shot speed, whereas the magazine part adds burst, the ammo's use, and then cooldown factors and stuff too. So you can really go ahead and add a ton of customization to your weapons, and I would assume armor and other parts too, right?
Yep. So, and like you're looking at an energy rifle right now, and the specialty with that is you can charge it up to do big shots of damage, and that's a regular rifle, which you need to buy ammo for.
Okay.
That one there on the left.
And you'll need these ammo producers to create that ammo.
Yep, and those can support silencers and scopes to make them more like snipers or stealthy types of weapons.
And that's really all you need to do is just adding a scope to them. It really makes that much of a difference.
Yeah, the scope, when you right click and enables the scope, then it kind of enables the longer range, faster shots, and gives you a little accuracy boost. So it kind of gives it a sniper-like element to it.
Okay. And now I did pick up one level 1 leggings. So I'm assuming we need leggings for the other leg as well, correct?
Yeah, so you bought a part, so you have to buy the other part, and then you'll have to go to a workstation to put them together.
Okay, that's going to add guns and defense, so sure, why not? And anything else we should pick up? Torso armor, probably?
Yeah, the torso armor will give you the biggest defense boost, so that's generally where you'd probably want to spend your money on first. But hey, we already bought some leggings, so we can work with that.
Okay, so and then I bought a couple parts of the armor too. If you don't have a complete part or a complete setup, can you still use some of that? Or do you need all the parts to work it? Like the armor, can we work it without maybe part of the body armor needed?
Nah, you gotta put them together.
Okay.
It's only like the armor's only 2 parts, so like if you just got a part drop, you can either sell it or put it together.
Now this is the energy rifle I've equipped, and it's shooting 2 bullets each time I fire.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't have like a specific shotgun category of weapons. It I was trying to add more variation between categories. So you'll get a rifle, but it may have no shotgun effect to it, and that's only a single shot, or it can have up to like 4 different shots and have a maximum shotgun shot. And basically what it does is more shots, it does less shot or less damage per shot, but if you land all the shots or most of the shots will do more damage than just hitting a single shot.
Okay, right. And it looks like I accidentally pissed off the turret that was nearer in the box.
You pissed them off pretty good there.
Oop! I'm gonna run away because that does not look like we're really prepared for this situation. All right, and then I can recharge my energy, or I can go ahead and level up by hitting P because I have 10 points to start out with, and we could probably give ourselves a little bit more energy there.
Yep, energy, and you probably want to, since you're going with a gun, you probably want to put some points into gun.
Okay.
And defense and stamina are also really good to, so you can take a little bit more of a beating.
Okay. And then now the energy's restoring up to about 25%. Can we get it higher than that?
If you're in a radioactive area with no protection, it'll automatically recharge up to 75%. But you can get your energy and health above 25%. That's just what it automatically charges to. To get it above that, you either need to recharge at an energy station. I think there was one at the
up at the top,
or you can buy he's not pissed at you anymore.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah. He was like, all right, whatever. Or you can buy consumables, which you can use to recharge your health or energy on the go.
Oh, that's awesome. And I checked out a specials. They had specials. It looks like we could go ahead and.
Yeah, that's for like movement, like so hoverboards. You hop on, you'll be able to move around a lot quicker, but you kind of like slide around. There's telelocators, which I don't know if you played the original. Actually, I guess it's in all the Unreal tournaments. Like
Yeah.
You shoot a little beacon, and then you teleport to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got that as a telelocator. And there's the grappling hook, which I got that idea, stole that idea from Just Cause 2. Kind of like sucks you into a specific point, and you can kind of, use the momentum to, throw you farther distance. And if you combine that with the hoverboard, it can, move you around pretty quick.
Yeah, I was toying around with the hoverboard last night, and our buddy's still following us. Awesome. And I was flying all over the place. So I could imagine adding a grappling gun or a teleport or anything like that. Whoa, what's going on over here?
What's that?
Blue robot, bad.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Now, this is kind of the initial safe zone, correct?
Yeah, so it's all red right now because you're in the red base.
Red
and
base.
All the red guys are friendly guys, so you get dropped off in the middle of the friendly base to get accustomed to the controls and be able to buy what you want before you're really thrown into a lot of blue guys. And there are blue bases around where only blue guys will spawn. So you can take quests in this area, and that will start the story to move along.
Oh wow, we were able to effectively. Oh, I think we've pissed off a lot of people. I tend to do that a lot.
Yeah, sometimes if you attack a friendly guy and other friendly guys see you do it, they'll be like, all right, this can't happen. We gotta.
Also, I'm noticing that I kind of had homing shots a little bit. It seemed like.
Yeah, if you checked out the stats on that item, it would say that it had some homing to it, and that it'll home within a certain range if you're looking at it.
Okay, that's really cool. And what I'm thinking right now, let me go ahead and is that going to be a lot of ramifications to the game? Like shooting those guys was a bad idea.
No. It's very temporary.
Okay.
Those guys, when they'll forget about it after a little while if you run away.
Oh, that's nice, because then you'll be able to actually go ahead and go back, and it wasn't a big issue. So me derping around isn't totally gonna kill everything in sight.
No, that's actually something I learned from my first game when I made 3079. Is that a lot of people would accidentally, hurt a lot of the friendly guys at the start of the game, and then your faction would change, and then I would have people contacting me. Hey, how do I make them friendly again? And it proved to be more of a problem than something useful. So in this game, if you attack them, they will attack you back, but the red guys will always be your friends, and the blue guys will always be your enemies, and that's a little easier for players to.
No, that makes sense. So let's jump into one of the ones that I was playing with when I was hanging out. We're gonna resume, and ooh, nice, more rain. I like the rain. I like the rain a lot. I picked up a different rifle. We had a hoverboard, and then also we had a blank chip. What exactly does a blank chip do?
So that will use your. It doesn't do a whole lot without being programmed, and that's what the programming skill is for.
Oh,
so
awesome.
If you went to a chip station, you had a decent programming skill, you could right-click it, and then it would give it some stats.
Okay.
And a blank chip is the easiest thing to program. And once it gets programmed, you can keep reprogramming it to kind of like re-roll the stats on the item. But it's a little harder when it's already programmed.
Sure, I'm with you on that. And we're on the hover. Whoa, bad enemy. Now, why go with blue is bad and red good? Normally, I would say it's kind of the opposite.
I I think that's just kind of how it happened.
No real reason.
Yeah, there's no terrible reason to it either. I was, halfway through, I was thinking, should I switch it around? But then, there's a decent amount of gamers already playing it, and so I just kind of stuck that way.
Just went with it. No, I don't see it as an issue at all. And we ended up fighting and kill. Oh God, I want to blow these up, but the last time I did that, that was bad things happened.
Oh, the red crates there.
Now my accuracy is pretty rough. Now that's because of the components in the gun, correct?
Yeah, you probably have. You checked out your barrel. It might be a low rarity barrel that has a kind of a rough accuracy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, about 65%.
Yeah. So, you have to sit still for the thing to get a little tighter. And when you run and move, your accuracy drops. But there are weapons out there, particularly more rarer ones. Like if you kill somebody and they drop a higher rarity barrel, the accuracy will get a lot better, a lot quicker.
Nice. And more enemies. What I find is really interesting in the game so far too is that on the map screen, you actually there's actually getting better there. It actually says as you move your icon around the difficulty. Is that something that's intentional, or is that something that's more of kind of like a dev thing for you right now?
No, that's intentional. I want people to know what the difficult areas are in and to know where the easier places are. So if they feel like they're having too much trouble, they're taking too much damage, they can open up the map and find a less difficulty area to play in.
Right. There's no guesswork really. It's like it tells you like here I'll do it right now. As you can see in the top left, difficulty 2.66. Whereas if I move over here, it's about 2.8. And as I get into the newer areas, it's going to show more and more difficulty.
And that also can, if you're trying to find better items or harder stuff to kill to give you better items, you can find a higher difficulty area, and the stations will sell better stuff.
Okay. And then we were able to get a health recharge there, which is definitely something needed considering that I just got my butt handed to me. Alright, so now they've wandered off a little bit too, which I like a lot, is some games it's nice to have, somebody kind of chasing you for a little while, but in the same extent, if they're too aggro, if they never leave you alone, you can kind of screw yourself like I did in Six-Sided Sanctuary, and where you're kind of unable to remedy it. You either have to fight your way out, and in certain situations maybe you don't have the health or the weaponry to do that. But they're eventually going to leave you alone, it looks like.
Yeah, and I tried to add a lot of rocks and trees and buildings, basically cover to get behind and give you a little time for them to forget about you.
And I'm kind of taking a very brash way of doing it, but you can actually go around and stealth too, correct?
Yeah, yep, there's stealth, so if you put points in the stealth skill, when you're using stealth, you won't make as much noise when you're walking around, and you'll be harder to see depending on how good your stealth points are compared to how hard the enemy is, and basically acts like you're invisible, and it'll take longer for them to attack you, or if you find some cover, they won't see you when they try to look around the corner where you were if you're all stealthy.
Okay. And we're looking at a quest right now. We have to get a disc, and then we have to protect Leo for a minute and a half, or almost a minute and a half. I'm assuming with this weapon that's probably not going to be very possible because it gives you a whopping 8 skill points. That seems like a lot.
It's
relative.
You might be able to pull it off. It really depends on how many guys come to attack that guy.
Okay.
It's you know, it's everything's pretty random, and sometimes you just gotta kind of risk it and see how thing goes. Eight skill points. That's pretty good for, I guess, at this point in the game. But you know, more tasks will give you more skill points, and you know, higher difficulty areas will give you more skill points, and it kind of increases exponentially.
Sure.
So.
Now, do you feel that there is a goal to the game, like an overarching goal, an ending, or is it a game that you play and you just have fun with? It's the journey's not so much the actual destination.
Well, it's both going on. So there is a big open world that you can kind of explore on your own time, but there is a story and there are multiple endings to the game.
Oh, that's cool.
So have you completed a first quest yet?
No, this is gonna be the first one.
Yeah. So wait when you get dropped off on the planet. It tells you to read the guides, take a quest.
Sure.
When you do complete your first quest, sometimes the quests can be pretty hard, especially when you're, maybe if we took a quest in the starting zone, it might be a little easier to complete. And also, when you're approaching a guy and get the aiming reticle pretty good on him with an energy weapon, use the right mouse button to charge up a shot, so your first hit can be do a lot more damage.
Oh, we missed him. But yeah, no. So to get a little bit more bang for our buck.
Yep. But
Ooh,
yeah,
right there.
Once you complete your first quest, then it'll unlock more of the story, and basically there's bosses that you have to go defeat, and they're in harder and harder areas, and there is other characters you'll meet on the planet, and as you unlock more quests, and kill more bosses, there's new enemies you'll face, and you'll get to decide who you want to side with, whether it's the Overlord or this new unknown entity. So yeah, there is a story to it, and as you progress through completing the quest and killing killing bosses, you'll be introduced to all of that.
Very cool.
Or you can just run around and kill stuff.
which I seem to be illustrating relatively well.
You're really good at the killing stuff, all right?
You got to be good at something, I guess. It might as well be the most basic of things.
I wanna scan through the chats here.
Anybody have any questions?
Stuff. These legs are amazing. The legs were one of the first things I did in development that I wanted to be unique. Have a neat animation that's dynamic. There's no leg walking animation. It all uses the physics engine to pick where the steps will go. And later in the game, there's bigger enemies you'll see with big spider legs, and they all walk according to the terrain dynamically, and that's something I put a decent amount of work into to look pretty neat.
Nice, nice.
What else we got here?
What do you think a sword would be a good call?
So the neat thing you can do with melee weapons is you can right click them and it'll charge them up, kind of like charging an energy weapon. And if you're a little distance away from the guy you're trying to hit, especially like if it's a flying guy, they'll put a little crosshair on him. When it turns red and you release, you'll kind of lunge at him, and he'll do like a lunge attack. And they're strong. Usually the melee weapons are strong, and it works really good if you have melee skill points, which unfortunately you do not.
Definitely do not. So this is going to go amazingly well, is what you're saying.
Marginally, amazingly well.
Now, is there any way to switch weapons outside of manually equipping them, or are there hotkeys?
The mouse wheel, or 1 through 4, or 1 through 5.
Okay.
I believe there's 5 slots. So yeah, the mouse wheel is probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. This is, I think, right now already is adding a bunch of new complexity to it, because I'm running off of a energy source. All I have to do now is then I can switch over to my sword when it's down. Will it continue to charge while it's down, correct?
Yeah. Your energy will always be charging when it's down.
Oops.
Oopsies. Someone was asking how I choose the names. So I have a database of a bunch of first names and a database of a bunch of last names. I also have a database of when this game was up on Kickstarter. A bunch of people offered up a bunch of names, and so I got them in the database as well. And it kind of mishmashes them all together to pick a name.
Yeah, I've noticed the names are very they're like very detailed in a lot of ways. You don't like, they're like, okay, that looks like it put a lot of thought into it. Because what was some of the names like? I don't remember exactly, but it was like Elos Farley or something. You're like, oh, okay, I almost feel like that. I believe that that's supposed to mean something, and then you're just saying it's just names mashed together.
Well, there actually is a small story point when you do the quests. When you pick up quest items, like I think it's there's like a data cube and an old CD, or it looks like you got one there. It brings up a little story tip when you get the item, and one of the story tips talks about why the robots are named the way they are.
Oh, okay. Now, will I be able to do anything with this disc now that we're not on the quest, or we can always sell it?
You can just sell it. It's not gonna do you any good now. I might in the future allow you to right-click it to read what the story tip was that was on it. I don't have that done yet. The game is still in alpha. It's kind of a late alpha because a lot of the hit E on the box.
Oh, okay. It would open the box.
Yeah. For people who just have melee weapons or have nothing, I have it so you can interact with the boxes to open them up so they can get items to sell to get back into the action.
Now, is there any bonuses to actually opening the boxes through the interaction button with E or destroying it?
No. Either way, it's gonna drop the
meteor showers.
Possibly goodies. Oh yeah. I mean, there's a lot of little neat things that I tried to put into the game. I got the meteor shower idea from Stalker when they had like the emissions and you had to go seek cover.
Oh,
I was like, that's pretty cool. I want something like that in the game.
That's really cool. And now it looks like it's hitting over in the distance in the green area a lot. Is that whoa, nope. Never mind. Jeebus. Oh my god, yeah, run.
Yeah, you want to stay in the middle of a building, it's kind of like, tornado warning suggestion, seek shelter, lowest middle part of a building.
How much damage do these do if they hit you?
The maximum number that Java can support, right. It's like 4 billion. I made sure it kills you if you get hit by one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we're at 60% health, and I wasn't aware if that was from damage earlier or if one hit me. Those were pretty nasty looking.
Yeah, they're insta kill, so that's why I have it. Say you probably should go seek shelter because if you get hit by one, you're not gonna be kind of beat up.
That's awesome. That's one of the cooler effects I've seen in a game. Also the fact that there's always something going on. The NPCs and the enemies are fighting each other constantly, and you can see like the particle effects and craziness going on. Oh! All right, here's our. See if I can use my sword. Oh, and there's our X, and then when it hits red, and it pulled me towards it. Is there any way to get out of that pull, or is that a committing to it?
It's a committing pull. Like if you're a little bit too far away or you don't get the strike or something, it'll disable itself in about 1.5 or 2 seconds or so. But yeah, it's. Oh, and if you hit him in the head, it will do more damage if you can.
And that's cool. The fact that you're adding that in, it helps a lot of us combat people a lot because then there's more skill involved, especially if there decides to be a multiplayer component that may be more of a player versus player.
Yeah, that's actually what I'm working on now is the multiplayer aspect of it, and it's initially going to be a 2-player co-op. I want it like very tightly integrated into
into the game. I'm thinking about having some.
Oh! God, that lunge is awesome, man.
Yeah, I had to put it in because you know, I really wanted people to use the melee features, particularly with stealth. You know, if you're stealthy and you do like a lunge attack, it'll get them the sneak attack bonus and the lunge bonus, so you can do a lot of heavy damage that way if you're trying to play that way.
Which definitely I've never been very good at, but there are actual buttons. We can go grab this guy, I think, right? Oh, my prestige is too low. So one of the stats I could have got Charlie Jimenez if I had a 3.6 or higher prestige. And now, why is he higher than like the guy we got off the bat? Stronger, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so you must be in a slightly higher difficulty area. So the guys, as they get stronger, will require more prestige to follow you. And you got to kind of like pick what skills you're going to go into. You know, if you want to be, a guy that has a lot of robot followers, that's where you got to focus putting your skill points in. You know, if you want to be a run and gunner, you got to put your skill points into guns and stamina, stealth points. There's other things too in there, like, the supportive skills like pilot, to fly around. If you have really good pilot skill, you can hop into ships with weapons.
Oh, wow.
There's programming, so you can kind of customize some of your skills by re-rolling the chips.
Okay, so there's a lot to do in the game. You play the game how you want to play. You can take, as I saw right there, I had different quests that I could choose from. I chose one with I have to protect someone at 25% health, which is always probably a good call. And I could go about that in different ways. I could possibly use stealth. I could bring some followers along if I leveled myself that way. I could build probably rocket launchers or machine guns or snipers and handle the situation however I feel like it.
Yeah, because later in the game, once you kill the first boss, then you'll be able to unlock new areas, and you'll be able to get a construction tool. Be able to actually place turrets.
Oh, wow.
If you got to protect a guy, you can, build
Drop
a couple
down.
turrets around him. Yep. Put some walls up, maybe, build yourself a little shelter.
Very nice. Okay, so we have a little, that opened up. Oh, God. Don't open the explodey barrels. Good, check. Got this. All right, so we now have to protect him for a minute 22, it looks like. Oh, no, not, or is it this guy or, no, Q. We had to go to this guy. So we went and grabbed that already, and then now we need to sit. The next part of the quest is going here, and if we forget the quest stuff, we can hit Q and go ahead and learn what the quest is and everything we need to do for it.
Yeah, I put in cancel quest, obviously, if you want to cancel it, and also throughout development, if a guy spawns in the wrong place, I fix most of the issues with the guys spawning, but very rarely they'll like spawn under a building or in a rock or something, and I put in fix my quest guy location in there.
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully I'll be able to fix all that for release.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm not really seeing too many issues right now. It's definitely a lot of fun. I'm being able to go and kind of play the game however I want, even if it's maybe not the smartest idea to play how I am, but the options I really like, because it's going to allow people to, especially once multiplayer hits in, my buddy might play a certain different way, and then we can either complement each other or hinder, I guess, depending on how you want to play it.
Right. I'm also thinking on making a multiplayer feature, since you're robots, that be kind of fused together and become like a mega robot, and one guy would be it would combine the weapons of both players for one guy to shoot, and while the other guy would be the movement of this mega robot. It's one of the features that I'm hoping to get in.
That would be really cool. That would be I could see me not using that very well.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the options, if you're going up against a boss, say, it might be a good idea to try to combine your strength, but you know, in some situations, you know, having two guys running around in different areas, it's going to be distract a lot.
Oops! It looks like your volume dropped quite a bit.
Oh, microphone movement.
There we go. So the Transformers, if we're fighting bosses.
Yeah. So you know, it might be a good situation to, you know, join forces to take down a boss, or you could, you know, stay two separate robots, and one could distract the boss while the other one kind of does sneak attacks.
Nice. And then the sneak attacks will do. Whoa! Holy! Oh, I'm getting rocked.
Oh yeah, guys, you went fast.
Levi Crawford, you arse!
Oh, that sucked.
That was brutal. I was like, oh wow, it looks like we're gonna win, and then all of a sudden explosions, and it didn't look like happy explosions.
Yeah, the randomness of it will sometimes get you.
That's awesome though. That because of, you know, it's like all right, yeah, you're good. Oh wait, boss time. And then we had our little fight that ended in me exploding into a million little parts. That was awesome.
One suggestion that I noticed is your burden was really high.
Okay.
So you're moving rather slowly. So you know, maybe you want to drop a couple of items so you can move a little quicker. You might have been, you know, packing a lot of pounds.
Oh, most likely. So let's, caps lock's on. So let's go ahead and make a new guy, and then we'll jump on in, because I like the fact that things are different every time, correct?
Yeah, I mean the world is generated by your name, so every name is going to generate a different world.
Oh, okay.
And but yeah, I mean, if you open up the map, you'll see all sorts of stuff are different. But I mean, the game is best played when you continue to work on a single character and keep building on that character.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Every time you start, you're starting fresh.
Mm-hmm.
But when you build on one character, you know, you be able to take on the quests, move the story a little along, and most importantly, you know, unlock many of the new enemies. Like right now, we've just generally been seeing little robots and little ships in the air, but you know, as you defeat bosses, bigger guys that have beam weapons, and
well, that's
a lot of new stuff you see. And you get to, you know, use the construction tool and build things, radar towers, and, you know, I kind of try to unlock more content as you build your character farther into the game.
Oh, so and which is cool because it's giving you an incentive to continue with that character and play along. I mean, obviously, right now I'm just showing off kind of basics of the game, of just going around and maybe some initial questing and looking at the stores and stuff like that. But really, when the game starts kicking up is with the additional questing and the crafting tool, then maybe a little bit, and then the completion and furtherment of the story.
Yeah. So there's a lot more to see, and you know, I hope some of the guys decide to pick it up and check it out. You know, I have the construction tool. You can build your own ships to fly around in.
Oh wow!
Storage. You know, you can build your own little house if you want. It works a lot differently than, say, like Minecraft would. You kind of like place mount points of a box, and then you can rotate it and stretch it, so kind of like you can place any type of shape box that you want. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility.
Okay, that's really nice. Because once again, it seems like for people that like that type of creativity, you're rewarding them, and then for the people that maybe aren't as good at it, you're not losing out on anything. I'm not gonna lose out by not maybe creating my own ship. I can find a ship and have fun with it all on my own.
Right, yeah. So I try to support a lot of different players in this game by giving you know, a wide selection of skills that you can put your skill points into. You know, the construction tool for people who like to build stuff, ships who, you know, people who just like to fly around and shoot things, like the stealthy stuff for people who like to sneak around. And I try to balance those out so, you know, you'll have a fun time, you know, no matter how you decide to play the game. You know, so you don't feel like you're, you know, missing out from sections of the game deciding on how you play, but, you know, next time you play the game, you might play the game different to see some of the other content.
Okay. Which, let's see, we have a delivery quest. We could probably do that. I think that looks kind of easy. We got to go find some people, and then we got to kill some people after bringing some stuff.
Yeah, you definitely want to pick the quests that are, you know, suits your skills. You know, sometimes there's stealth quests will be generated. You know, that probably wouldn't work out so well if you don't have a lot of stealth points.
Sure. Which reminds me, we do start out once again with the 10 points, and maybe put some points into gun again, and then maybe some stamina and defense this time around.
Go for it.
To hopefully not explode quite as much. I'm actually kind of open for another meteor shower. That I was really impressed with that. That was really cool. I was looking out. I was like, I don't really see anything. Saw some explosions in the distance, and I'm believing now it was just some people firing the energy guns. Because then I walked out and I was like, look, there's nothing out there. And then gigantic meteors started raining on my head. So that was that was really cool, actually.
Yeah. Tried to make it, you know, pretty cinematic when it's happening. So it's like, you know, whatever you were doing before, you know, this is more important.
And I'm noticing we have a much better accuracy on this one. I think it's about 82%, and our reticule is staying very, very small even when I'm moving around.
Yeah, so, yeah, you know, if you're planning on doing a lot of, you know, farther distance shooting, you know, you want to put more point, you know, buy an item that definitely has more accuracy.
Oh, yeah, I can definitely tell with this thing. I'm still bad at shooting things, but that's definitely not the game's fault. That's more mine. Oh, nice, very cool.
Someone was asking if there's an Easter egg name for world placement yet. There isn't yet, but that's a good idea. I should put something like that in.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Whoa! Oh my god, there are so many of them. This is supposed to be the easy quest.
Which quest was this one again? I forgot.
Let's avert crisis real quick. Okay, I think crisis almost averted. We are
Those are gonna blow up.
Tagline delivery.
That's like the tagline is like what the final closing task is.
Okay, so we got to kill Charlotte at the moment. Oh, we had a sneak attack there, which gave us double damage.
Yeah, that kills us pretty quick.
So we can do sneak attacks with guns too. Then that's really cool.
Yeah, if they don't see you for a little while, you know, and they forget about you, and you hit them behind their back, they'll do the sneak attack damage.
Let's see if we can sneak up on this guy. Oh, no, I failed miserably. Nope, it's all going terribly wrong. Oh yeah, eat that, Charlotte. All right, so now we need to take the blank chip, I believe. Let's check our quests. Items safe, yep. So we need to kill the leader. Oh god, another kill. I thought this was like the nice calm quest. I did not read very well, it would seem.
Leaders are gonna be tougher too. If it's a guy on the ground, he's gonna have 2 guns on each arm.
That's not good.
You want to hide out a little more, take a little bit more cover. Did you have a health item in your inventory by chance?
I have an energy one.
Yeah. If you find a building with a health station in, you might want to.
Would probably be a good call.
Yep.
Now, I found an enemy with a lot of health. That's kind of the same thing, right? Jeebus, nope. All right, maybe we got a building up here. There's a lot of buildings. Do certain areas have less buildings?
Yeah, so radioactive areas are really cavey and they're purple and they won't have too many buildings in them. But there are like really grassy areas that are a little flatter that will have a lot of buildings. And of course the bases, like the red base and the blue base, have more buildings than usual in them. And also, you can use the map to find out what stations are in what buildings. So if you brought up the map and you put the cursor over a building, it'll tell you what stations are in it.
Oh, hey, here's a vehicle we could fly in.
If you're, you need to have enough points in the pilot skill to use those guys.
Now, can we fly up pretty much as high as we want? Is there a ceiling?
There is not a ceiling. So you can fly up over the clouds, and I even have it so if it's raining or thundering and lightning, if you go over the clouds, the rain and lightning will stop, and you'll be safe from being struck by lightning.
Oh, nice. So you can be struck by lightning both in the ship and just walking around?
Yeah. If you're struck by lightning on the ground, they'll recharge your energy to 100%. But knock your health down to about 10%.
Oh, that's really cool. So, I mean, technically, I guess you could use that in a positive way, but it's not probably recommended.
No, and it's pretty rare, and you generally don't get struck by lightning. It's pretty rare. You'll probably be seeing other guys getting struck by lightning more often, but every so often you'll get the touch of God.
I cast you out. And then we are cast out. Okay, so these items do not fit together. So the energy launcher will not fit with the energy pistol for some reason. I would assume logic would be the reason, but you know. Okay, let's see. Can we? Okay, that didn't go as bad. Meteor shower. Press up to press.
Oh, there's your bomb. Oh, it's kind of stuck in the wall there. In the.
Did we disarm process timeout?
Yeah, you gotta. It's like a.
Oh, okay. It's a quick
time event. Yeah. You got about a couple more seconds to get it done successfully. All right. Now it should have dropped an item.
Maybe it's up on the next story.
Oh no. Is there another star in this building? That might have been a bugs.
Well, this is an early version of the game, like you said.
Yeah.
And you were nice enough to come onto the stream and then show us this early building too. But I mean, obviously, it has a lot of potential. It's definitely a lot of fun to play. The fact that you can go ahead and do so many different types of ways to play it. Once again, I tend to run in guns blazing for better or worse, but it seems to work out quite well. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's too difficult to where I was having issues.
Yeah, I had a lot of feedback from a lot of the people in the Desura forum to help me balance out the difficulty, because it was definitely at first way too hard. There's a lot of people having trouble with it, so I greatly reduced the health of enemies. Yeah, you must have died. When you died, you
Oh yeah, my burden's 31 of 14.
Yeah, you got too much junk in the trunk.
Yup, too much. Now, I'm noticing there too, my gun is broken. So when I died, did it take durability, or is it a... Why is that?
So when you die, you lose some money and some parts.
Oh, wow.
Now, I don't think you've activated a backup station yet.
No,
correct?
I have not.
So if you have a backup station, you only will lose one part and 10% of your money.
Ouch.
It's still pretty harsh, but I'm thinking about the there's some games that do permadeath, and this definitely isn't a game when you want to build up on a single character of the game that you want permadeath.
Right.
But I like that element of fear it puts into players on death.
Right.
You really don't want to die, and and losing a part is a way for players to really fear death and play more cautiously.
Right.
And, you know, there's a lot of games when, you know, you just lose a little bit of money or something,
It's
and
not
death
such a big
death
deal.
is just like a very minor inconvenience. And you know, I don't want it to ruin the game for the player, of course, but I want it to just, like, you know, hurt just a little bit, you know. I really want players to focus on not dying, I guess, and that's
So-
one of the motivating factors against it.
Well, I mean, look, there's 13 credits. So when I die now after this backup, what happens?
You'll be respawned at this backup station instead of being dropped from a ship,
Okay.
and you'll have all of your inventory and credits except for one random part will be lost, and 10% of your money will be lost.
Okay, so you'll still lose some of the money and still lose some of the items.
Yeah, just one part of an item. So, you know, it might just be a health consumable you'll lose, or you might lose the, you know, magazine of your gun. And one of the things I did to help players who, you know, their favorite weapon got broke because they died, I have the stations, like weapon station, dynamically stock inventory based on what you need.
Oh,
So,
okay.
If in your inventory you have a broken gun, it will stock some parts that you'll be able to put into that gun.
Okay. So it has a element of permadeath in the way that when you do die, you do lose possibility of some stuff. But I mean, it's your character is not ruined. It's just for a little while you're gonna have maybe you won't be as powerful as you were just a little bit ago.
Yeah, depending on what the part was that you lost. You know, I'm hoping players, you know, aren't relying on a single weapon or a single part. You know, they have more of a collection of items that they've been working with. So losing a single part won't be so devastating. But hopefully it also be something that you can replace.
Now I am overburdened by about 2. A locked hatch. Huh.
Yeah, that's something that will unlock as you
Story.
yeah.
Okay.
Once you kill the first boss, it'll be something that you can do to get into there, and then you can get the construction tool underneath those hatches.
Okay. Now, being burdened by 2, is that really such a big deal? Because we were burdened actually almost at 31, I think, earlier. And I noticed we were going slower, but I mean, it wasn't, I felt like we could still move around. Whereas some games, as soon as you go 1 point over, you're pretty much useless.
Yeah, I didn't try to be that harsh with it. I mean, I want people to get items and, not feel like, they have to drop everything because they picked up just a little bit too much. So being just too overburdened isn't a big deal. It's only going to probably affect your speed and jump height by about like 5 or 10% or so. Because, I want some players who want to be really speedy and jumpy to put a lot of points into agility, which will allow them to be that. But other gamers can, spend more points into guns or melee and not have to worry about, their burden so much and still be able to play a fun game, even being just a few points over burden.
Because, yeah, we're at 24 of 17 now, but now with the hoverboard, I can almost counteract that a little bit because of the darn thing just moves so fast.
Yeah, the hoverboard kind of works a little differently when you're on it, when you're burdened. So you can actually still get top speeds on the hoverboard, but you'll accelerate slower.
Okay.
So as you take on more weight, you'll have more momentum on the hoverboard. It'll be harder to steer, but you can still, pick up a lot of straight line speed under burden.
Oh,
However-
and one of the ships. God, these things are cool. Oh, hey, we had enough for. Oh my God. We're in it. That's awesome.
Don't crash.
Oh, uh-oh.
Now this is the basic flying ship, so you don't have any weapons in it. It's just mostly useful for getting around from point A to point B.
And you have to make sounds with it. I always have to make sounds whenever I'm flying. But yeah, no, this is really cool. It reminds me of almost like God, it like the old Descent game. It's just really cool. Can you add new stuff to like the UI or the HUD at all, depending on if you add stuff, like if you add guns or?
Yeah. So if this ship had a gun, you would have that aiming practical thing going on in the middle there, but you don't have that now because this doesn't have a gun.
I don't have a lot of part of that ship anymore. Oh, little ship, we loved you so. I have a ship that's underneath my legs, and it's called the hoverboard, so I'm good. Good. We didn't need that ship anyway. Totally meant to do that. Ooh. Okay. So now the big drop ship. Can we get into that?
You can't currently. I haven't worked out whether I'm going to allow you to fly those things, or they're going to remain NPCs, or if I do allow you to fly them, then there's a lot of balancing.
Sure. That looks like quite an impressive thing.
That's the those are the surveyors. So those are kind of neutral NPCs. Those are like what the Overlord is having fly overhead to watch you to make sure you're, like I was saying earlier, you're not getting into trouble.
Of course not.
You can take them on. They will grow in strength as you try to take them on, and they'll drop really good loot. But they will generally start, the whole Overlord will start getting pissed at you if you start, fighting against them.
And what will that? Oh, that's a lot of enemies. Is that going to be something that's a big issue though? Is he what is that? What effects does that have? Pissing off the Overlord.
The surveyors will, be aggressive for a while. If you piss off the Overlord, the surveyors will become enemies basically for a certain amount of time until you stop pissing off the Overlord.
if you stop pissing off the Overlord.
If you do, yeah. and I mean, like, I don't want to give away the ending.
Sure.
But you can really piss off the Overlord.
That I have a feeling that's probably what I'll end up doing. As much as the Overlord sounds wonderful, and 6.355. Now we can't tell from the outside, right? But there's the possibility of weapons being on this.
The ships will look different if they have weapons or not. So that ship you're looking at now doesn't have weapons. The ones that
whoa! Oh shite! Oh come on, give me my commando lunge! Oh, that was almost amazing. I'll see if we can do it.
Yeah, if you jump up and attack on him,
Oh! Get out of here! Addison Crawford, you have met your Overlord, and his name is Tenchi.
I see Boone Shingle here. I just wanna, criticism I love to hear, as long as it's constructive criticism. And he was suggesting the UI elements need some improvements, and that's one of the reasons why it's an alpha, because I love hearing things that people want to see in the game, what they want to see improve. So I'm working hard at getting that kind of stuff in, and the UI, I can definitely work on making it look a little bit better. If you have any specifics on what you're looking for, head on over to the Deserve forum, post, and we can talk about it. And
awesome.
I love talking with you guys and to improve these games.
And that's what's great about this is from what I know of you and what we've talked about, there's always been good feedback. You're like, okay, I like this part, I dislike this part, and it's really cool. So guys, if there's something that you would like to see added into this next patch or in a release, definitely, you said the Desura forums, correct?
Yeah, head on over to, if you go to the homepage, 3089game.wordpress.com, there's a link at the top for the forum.
Okay.
I interact, I try to get on that forum every day, because I put a lot of work into this game. I love developing it, and I love, talking with guys who play the game. So I put a lot of thought into the suggestions I get. Someone was recommending the other day to get in roads, and that's something I've been working on a lot today, is trying to get in some roads and tunnels and overpasses to give the terrain a more, civilized look, I guess.
Okay, right. That's
Someone's asking, is the game available for early access purchase? Yes, it is. If you go, I mean, it's on sale on Desura. It's on sale on my website via BMT Micro, and it's also on sale on Gamersgate.
Awesome.
And buying now will get you all updates, even the final version with multiplayer, which I hope to have a preview for multiplayer and maybe. Actually, my next update is gonna have a preview for multiplayer, and I hope I get that early next week.
Awesome.
But there's still a lot of work to do with the multiplayer stuff, so that's gonna be my main focus, is trying to get into all the multiplayer features for the next couple of weeks or longer.
Right.
I want the multiplayer to be pretty tight, pretty solid.
Nice. Yeah, that would definitely be I think a lot of fun. Is you get a game that allows you to do a bunch of stuff and do it how you want to. It'll be nice to have a multiplayer to be able to enjoy that with a friend, and then you can each learn, tell each other, teach each other, or stab each other in the back, which is always a good time too.
Yeah, I'll probably have like a mode to switch, between player versus co-op, because I don't want people joining up in a game and killing you. Some level 10 guy joins and to a level 2 guy's game, and I don't want any of that griefing to happen.
Right.
So I want it by default to be a co-op. If you share items and stuff, I want that to give each player a little boost. Kind of really motivate people to work together. But if you do want to kill each other, I want that mode to be there as well.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, if you're interested in 3089, you have the links. Nightbot will post some links again in just a moment. This is Fruit, an amazing developer. I'm saying your name correctly, correct?
You are correct. It
Okay.
is the Fruit.
Okay, awesome. And I definitely been having a lot of fun with it. It is in an early alpha, but like you said, being able to pick up the game on this level and then get all successive patches and the full release, I mean, that's awesome. That's a very cool gesture.
Yes.